Welcome to Storycraft Portal, your gateway to riveting tales where mystery, drama, and truth collide. What if the person you trusted most could shatter your world in a single moment? Discover the dark, untold story behind Selena Quintanilla's tragic end and the relentless enigma of Yolanda Saldívar, whose secrets still haunt us today. On a cool spring evening in 1995, the world of music was shattered when Selena Quintanilla, the beloved Tejano sensation, was taken from her stage forever. In her vibrant life, her radiant smile concealed secrets and hidden betrayals. Among those close to her, Yolanda Saldívar emerged as a trusted confidant, managing her fan club and boutique operations. However, behind her charming exterior lay a growing obsession and dangerous ambition. Early investigations revealed that financial discrepancies and covert manipulation were at the heart of this betrayal. Detective Jonathan Vanderloo was assigned to unravel the tangled threads of loyalty, deceit, and ambition. As the investigation began, whispers of a darker truth emerged. Little did the world know that decades later, in 2025, further revelations would surface, complicating the narrative and deepening the mystery behind Selena's tragic demise. This is only the beginning of a tale of trust, treachery, and unyielding determination. In the aftermath of Selena's untimely death, Detective Jonathan Vanderloo began to connect the disparate clues that pointed to a well-concealed conspiracy. His investigation revealed a network of hidden transactions and secret meetings among high-profile figures close to the star. Evidence slowly emerged, linking questionable financial records to Yolanda Saldívar's role, stirring suspicions that her involvement was far more complex than initially believed. As interviews progressed and documents were scrutinized, discrepancies surfaced that hinted at a shadow operation orchestrated behind the scenes. Meanwhile, rumors of extra evidence resurfaced, suggesting that a 2025 review of the case might expose long-buried details. The detective meticulously documented every irregularity, determined to unveil the full truth behind the betrayal. With every new clue, the investigation's scope expanded, and the darkness surrounding the case deepened, promising that the final revelation would shake the foundations of a legacy built on music and trust beyond measure. Detective Jonathan Vanderloo continued his exhaustive investigation, determined to unravel every piece of evidence. New testimonies emerged from witnesses who claimed to have seen suspicious activity near Selena's boutique days before her death. Among these voices, a former employee of the fan club recounted odd behaviors of Yolanda and the presence of unknown individuals visiting late at night. Meanwhile, the detective found inconsistencies in phone records and bank statements that hinted at secret meetings and covert deals. As he revisited the old crime scene, long-forgotten traces of a planned betrayal resurfaced. Every new discovery hinted at a larger scheme involving hidden alliances and shadowy figures. The detective's resolve grew stronger, and he knew that these breakthroughs could finally shine a light on the dark corners of the case. With renewed vigor, he set out to piece together the puzzle, one clue at a time. Determined, he pressed on relentlessly. As Detective Vanderloo dug deeper, he uncovered a chilling detail. Selena had been warned about Yolanda days before her murder. A close friend revealed that Selena had confided in her about missing funds and Yolanda's growing obsession. Selena, always trusting, had hesitated to cut ties immediately. Meanwhile, forensic experts re-examined key evidence, finding small but critical details previously overlooked. Scratched out entries in Yolanda's notebooks, frantic late-night calls, and an unaccounted meeting on the day of the murder. In 2025, new technology allowed forensic teams to enhance old audio tapes from police interrogations, possibly uncovering inconsistencies in Yolanda's statements. The detective realized he was no longer just investigating a murder, but exposing a carefully woven deception. Someone else might have known more than they admitted. The question remained, was Yolanda truly acting alone, or was there another hidden hand guiding her betrayal? The case had just become more sinister. As Detective Vanderloo dug deeper, he uncovered a chilling detail. Selena had been warned about Yolanda days before her murder. A close friend revealed that Selena had confided in her about missing funds and Yolanda's growing obsession. Selena, always trusting, had hesitated to cut ties immediately. Meanwhile, forensic experts re-examined key evidence, finding small but critical details previously overlooked, scratched out entries in Yolanda's notebooks, frantic late-night calls, and an unaccounted meeting on the day of the murder. In 2025, new technology allowed forensic teams to enhance old audio tapes from police interrogations, possibly uncovering inconsistencies in Yolanda's statements. The detective realized he was no longer just investigating a murder, but exposing a carefully woven deception. Someone else might have known more than they admitted. The question remained, was Yolanda truly acting alone, or was there another hidden hand guiding her betrayal? The case had just become more sinister. New testimony changed everything. A former associate of Yolanda, silent for decades, came forward in 2025. She revealed that Yolanda had spoken of handling things weeks before the murder. The detective re-examined Selena's last moments, her desperate escape from the motel room, her final words identifying Yolanda as the shooter. But did Selena know about the deeper conspiracy? Meanwhile, a forensic team uncovered an old, discarded letter in Yolanda's belongings, a half-written confession never sent. The words hinted at regret, but also at manipulation. Was Yolanda pushed into this crime by someone else? If so, why had she remained silent for 30 years? As the detective pieced together the puzzle, one thing became clear. The truth was buried under years of deception, and time was running out to expose it. With the 2025 review intensifying, authorities decided to interrogate Yolanda once more. This time, she was different. Her once defiant demeanor cracked. Pressured by the new evidence, she hesitated before answering questions. The detective pressed on. "Were you alone in this?" Yolanda's eyes flickered. Was she hiding something? A new lead pointed to a bank transfer made just days before the murder. A large sum deposited into Yolanda's account. Who sent it? The transaction came from an offshore source, making it difficult to trace. Someone had been funding her, but for what purpose? A deal? A cover-up? The investigation took a darker turn. If this wasn't just a crime of passion, but a premeditated plot, the real mastermind was still out there, hidden for decades. And they might be watching. The breakthrough came unexpectedly. A forgotten witness, a motel staff member, surfaced in 2025, recalling something strange. A car parked near the crime scene, engine running, just before Selena was shot. The car was never traced. The detective pulled up old police reports and found an overlooked detail. An unidentified fingerprint inside the motel room, never matched to Yolanda. The implications were chilling. Was there someone else present during the murder? If so, why hadn't they come forward? Meanwhile, Yolanda, sensing the walls closing in, demanded a deal. Early parole in exchange for the whole truth. Would she finally reveal the real story? Or was this another manipulation? The detective had one chance to uncover what really happened that day before the case slipped into silence forever. The pressure on Yolanda was immense. With her parole denied and the 2025 reinvestigation uncovering new details, she finally spoke, but her words were cryptic. "I wasn't the only one who wanted her gone," she whispered. The detective pressed for names, but she refused, only hinting that powerful people had an interest in Selena's silence. Meanwhile, forensic teams ran the unidentified fingerprint found in the motel room through modern databases. A shocking result came back, a partial match to someone from Selena's business circle, a name never before linked to the crime. If this person had been at the motel, why had they never come forward? With only one step left, the detective prepared for the final confrontation. He had spent years chasing justice for Selena, and now, after 3 decades, the truth was finally within reach. The case was about to reach its long overdue conclusion. The final piece of the puzzle fell into place. The newly identified suspect, an old business associate of Selena, was confronted. Faced with undeniable evidence, they confessed to being at the motel that day. They had met with Yolanda, possibly to discuss a cover-up, but fled when things spiraled out of control. While Yolanda pulled the trigger, it was now clear she wasn't acting alone. The detective had cracked the case. Not just a murder, but a larger betrayal rooted in money, jealousy, and control. The parole board, considering Yolanda's involvement in a greater conspiracy, ensured she remained behind bars indefinitely. Justice, though delayed, was finally served. As the case officially closed, the world was reminded that Selena's legacy wasn't defined by her tragic death, but by the music, love, and joy she left behind. The truth had finally surfaced, and the star's light would never fade.